One thing about being in a cult, the cult members will not like it when you start speaking out. If you're new here, my name is Celeste Mott. I was in a Y2K fandom internet cult based on Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles. I've been sharing my experiences of what that was like on the internet for about a year. Tell me why people from the cult keep trying to get me deplatformed. I was a teenager when I first joined this group, and as a result, I did not have a fully developed prefrontal cortex. I made some decisions that I would not make as a 39-year-old adult. As I've been telling the story, I've tried to be really fair to the people, the adult women, who catfished me online for over a decade. Some might say too fair. A couple of weeks ago, I was on the Horrible podcast with Askia Booker. After that podcast dropped, the host, Askia, got a bunch of unhinged TikTok messages from random anonymous people who were basically trying to get him to take the episode down. There is a vocal contingent of people who are still in the cult who reliably pop up in every comment section trying to discredit me. There's a comment that popped up on YouTube. I have redacted her username because I'm not an asshole. Up on the screen here so you can read it, but essentially she's saying that my story is inconsistent and I can't be trusted. Unlike the vampire moderators who catfished minors on the internet for 10 years whose story never changed. First of all, their story did change a whole lot. They were remarkably inconsistent. But secondly, I'm sorry, are we comparing me sharing my personal story about things that happened to me on the internet when I was a teenager and young adult to the targeted, purposeful, and ongoing grooming and catfishing of young people by women who were in their 50s and 60s. What this really boils down to is that these people are terrified that I am going to start talking more explicitly about the child grooming that went on. They know that it was extremely inappropriate to be having the kinds of conversations they were having with people on the internet who were half their age, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. They were old enough to be our mothers and our grandmothers. They are extremely angry that people are listening to my story and having empathy and compassion for it. The reason that so many of you are responding that way to my story is because you know that I am not alone. Inbox and comments section is full of people saying, "Damn, I had a similar experience in fandom." The more that I speak up and the more that this story gains traction, the more these people are going to try and come for me because they cannot self-reflect and acknowledge that they did things wrong. But I'll tell you what, this is stereotypical of cults. When somebody speaks out or blows the whistle, there will be an attempt to character assassinate that person, smear campaign that person. Takeaway from all this is that if you, like me, have been in a coercive and controlling environment, whether that is a relationship or a workplace or a community, do not be afraid to tell your story. If they are in your comments section feeding your algorithm, it's because you are a threat to them. They are jealous of you, they are scared of you, and they are worried about your story reaching people. I am not 16 anymore. I do not hate myself anymore. You cannot hurt me.